Hello everyone, my name is Barbara. I'm a Polish girl who lives in Ireland and likes to knit, and today I have an episode for you, a longer video, which is a podcast, but it's basically me chatting about what's up to. I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing. You might be interested, which you can see behind me too. Then what's on my needles, what's off my needles, what's off my chest, what's on my needles, what's on my chest, and then KALs. I have two KALs going on, which knitting along or crocheting along, because you can mix things there too, and some really exciting things in regards to my shop. All the social media links down below if you're interested, links to my shop, interested, show notes, interested, just go check down below under the video on YouTube. And yeah, that reminds me that I have down below also a timestamp, so you just click it and it should move you to a certain section. Okay, thank you so much for clicking and checking me out. If you are seeing it for the first times, welcome. As you can see, this is the 70, quite a big number. And yeah, it is a pleasure to chit chat and spend some time with you, and I hope you have amazing time, probably knitting, right? And checking me out. And checking what I'm up to. So now let's move on. First things first, you probably can notice I'm in the lovely room. Behind me there are things. Inside those things we have yarn. Literally what I want to do, maybe to motivate myself to sort things out, and maybe I will be doing that during the next episodes. Like, you know, I just at least take one of those, show you what it's there and sort it out, plan, maybe push myself towards that, because some of my friends are doing it and they're kind of tagging me, and I'm quite interested to do it myself. Well, I literally have to, but move on. What else you can see? You can see my lovely shawl. It has been here for a while, actually. This is White Bloom shawl and reminds me of my friend, and it was just a quick inspiration to design it. This is quite an unusual one because I designed it from the edge going at this direction, and this is for Aran weight yarn, but you can definitely use worsted. Some people even use DK. In regards fingering one, I actually did, I have a finished object. If you check the Ravelry down below, down below if you check my patterns, page for patterns, you'll find this one, and in the pattern projects page tab, you could see more projects. People knit this beauty, and you could literally see also me again wearing a beautiful blue one that I use when I use my razor scooter. Yeah, I'm so weird. Anyway, so this is it. I love it so much. That's why it's here. I love it so much. That's why it's here. As you can see it, white blooms. Let's leave it. So my suggestions, if you have a few shawls and you don't know what to do with them, just hang them around like chairs, sofas, and just enjoy looking at them because they're amazing. Why on earth otherwise you would knit them, right? Next thing that I'm wearing, I call it a fur snowflake sweater. I designed it, and the yarn doesn't really work the way to show you the texture of this sweater. I may think, because some people say that I maybe should write down a pattern for it, but this is a fingering weight sweater. Do you hear it? Fingering. So writing a pattern the way that it's graded, so basically it has few sizes, and it's reknitted, and so on, will take a loads of time. So I'm going to maybe move it to my kind of far future. So just if you're interested, there is a texture over here going on, texture on my sleeves, and here I just played with the things. I just played with the techniques and knowledge that I gained through my knitting experience, and did what I like to do, what I like to wear, and to keep me engaged and, you know, interesting. So I love it so much. The yarn is Tammy Wee colors, and like I said, I love knitting with it because it's a bright yarn, and if you're a knitter or you crocheter or you work with yarn, you know, lighter the yarn is, the easier you work with it because you can see it. Am I a fan of wearing such a light color? Not really. It works well if I have, you know, a sleeves, like a t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt underneath it, because that way I don't feel that I'm so pale. Yeah, that's the beauty when you live in Ireland. I'm not saying last summer we had amazing, I think 3 weeks we had sun, or even 4, and you could literally get a little bit, you could get a tan made in Ireland. Okay, now let's move to what's off my needles, what's off my chest. So now let's quickly check my channel, because I treat my channel as a big journal, as you may know. And you have probably noticed that some things were going, and you probably have noticed that a few things pop in there and they were unusual. The first one wasn't so unusual. On the screen now you can see it. I finished socks, which were jeweled wings socks, and exactly the same kind of pair from the same skein. Actually, I knitted a pair from my friend as her gift, Christmas gift, and I decided when I was knitting that those ones that I'm going to knit these ones for myself, and I'm so proud that I actually managed to do it. Although I also thought that, oh, I'm going to knit the same pair of socks second time, it will take me ages, and somehow not really. It took me kind of the same time. I don't know how, but I managed to do it like in 4 days, I think, or 5, something like this. And you know, I'm not knitting non-stop, but yeah, so it was quite an interesting, and the blend is so interesting too, because the yarn has alpaca in it. It's like maybe a year or almost a year and a half old skein that I got from a Knit Crate box. So I'm sorry, you probably will not be able to get it. Or maybe you would. They have pistachio. You know, Knit Crate has also an app, pistachio, if you haven't heard. So people swap things there. I haven't been on it, but I've heard about it, so I'm just letting you know. Maybe something to check. But I loved it. Check the blend. There was wool, alpaca, and nylon, I think, together. And it was just a butter to knit. And also, the way it was striping, loved it. And then you have a few videos. Maybe quickly I'm going to show you one by one. You could see back loop cast on, you see long tail cast on, you see German twist cast on, and then you see fold, and then you see right twisted stitch. And then I'm writing down its continental style because that's how I knit. Then we have a left twisted stitch, continental style. And then we have central double decrease, continental style. What continental style means, it means that when I'm holding my needles, I hold my yarn in my left hand. That's why when I scoop that yarn to pull it through the loop, you know, the stitch, that's how we call the loop on the needle, stitch. It may look differently the way you do it. So just bear in mind, don't focus so much what I do with the yarn itself in my hand, but what actually yarn does or moves in front or behind the work. You know, that's the most important thing. I was kind of suggested to record one for English style, which means that I will hold the yarn in my right hand, because it is different perspective than when you do that way. We shall see how it goes. You know, I would need to have a morning because the light is good then, and see how I can hold on to it. You know, tutorials are slow anyway, so it doesn't show the speed, so I may handle that. Let me know, what do you think? But why did I even record and publish those things? As you may know, I'm a knitwear designer, let's call it that way. I've designed a few things already, and even though my idea is just to have fun, spread some joy, I've decided that I'll try to improve all the time something in my designing process. And I've decided that I have a YouTube channel, and whatever stitches I do, I can create short videos, but really short videos. So I don't talk too much. There's quick kind of refresher, let's call it that way. Obviously you can rewatch it, you can use, you know, that knot over here to speed or slow down the video. If you haven't checked that, check this out. You can speed me up to 1.5, it's even better. And yeah, and that's what I thought, that maybe I'll start adding those videos to my patterns. I wish I had more time, and kind of it's my dream to update my old ones, because definitely after a year and a half I learned many things, and still learning, but definitely they can be improved. So we shall see how that goes, because the only thing that stops me by doing this is time. So yeah, I hope that you liked the idea, and those things that I've just showed you were included in this beauty that I finished. I'm not sure, have I already posted a video about this hat, or I'm going to post, so check, so have eyes peeled, maybe subscribe, you'll know then. This one. This is my love for the first sight, can I call it? Well, this one's my second actually. So when I saw the yarn, when I opened the box from Knit Crate, I knew that Seb's going to love it, because he already has a hat, quite similar colors, and that's his colors. He likes brown or greenish, or you know, something like that, something in this theme. So anyway, I decided to knit a hat. And I decided like I decided. Not that I decided and procrastinated it. So I asked myself a question, what is the first thing why I'm not knitting hats for him? And the first thing is that it's such scary thing in regards shaping the hat for someone you really, really want them to like it. And, you know, I have a tendency to knit fitted hats. And I may not have slouch. Well, this one has a slouch. But yeah, or maybe I put on. You see? As I was saying, this one has a slouch because I wanted to see what's the difference in regards to the length of in the body. But anyway, let's go back to the beginning. This hat is a strong whiskey hat. I call it strong whiskey because the name of the colorway was called Whiskey, and I thought that's an amazing name, and I just wanted to implement it to name the pattern. Second of all, I wanted to knit, like I said, a hat for Sebastian, so I took his favorite hat, and his favorite hat is a fabric hat, so I put it flat and I saw how it looked, and it looked like this. So you could see it's something really short and quite long, looked not like a hat, and not something that which you would photograph for Instagram as a hat anyway. So I thought while I was knitting that, oh my, this is so short, but the hat that I had as an example, as a sample, showed me that yes, you need to finish now. So basically his hat was knitted with 3 repeats in the body, and would I recommend that? Probably not. Definitely go with 4 or even 5. That's I would say. Anyway, pattern tells that inside. Yeah. So anyway, so definitely check that video because I'm giving 48 hours a discount code. Hopefully you follow me on Instagram, so definitely you find that there. If you haven't spotted that, check it out. So now I'll put a link separate to the pattern over here. So yeah, I was really happy to knit it. I was really stressed out when I was giving it to him, but he put it on and he really liked it. So I kind of have an idea what kind of hats he likes to wear. We shall see how it goes. As you have noticed, I've knitted loads of hats so far. If you don't know how many, check my playlist hats, you'll see, or go to Reverly down below and check my project page, you'll see it too. And yeah, and but when you want to knit a hat for someone you love and you really want to put a whole heart into it, you really want to have it special, and that put loads of pressure. So yeah, I'm so happy I knitted this one. In case I will have the same weight of yarn, I would know what kind of a recipe I need to knit him a hat. And I really wanted to have cabled hat, but I thought that it would be perfect yarn for Sebastian, and I want an interest But, and on the other hand, I didn't want to put cables because sometimes cables, if it's very small fitted hat for anyone, may not look so great. Like cables make things bigger, and if you don't want your head to look bigger, maybe I shouldn't, you know. So that's what I thought. I shouldn't knit cables. So I didn't. So I hope you're going to check it out and see how you like it. And hear more about it in the video, because 9 minutes? Not that long. Anyway, I'll put it at the end, maybe. You know, those 2 videos I normally put. And is that all in regards to this hat? I think yeah, because if you want more, check that video. Okay, what else is off? I finished socks in this beautiful, beautiful bag I got from a friend. I finished socks, and if you've heard it, I don't have a video yet. I'm probably going to record it, although a few people were asking me to write down a pattern for these socks, and it's more about the panel. They really like the panel, so I was thinking I might. Let me know, what do you think? Just pause, let me know. I'm going to show you. It's not a difficult panel. Here it is. The yarn is really nice. I got it from a D-stash from Kay from Baker Bears, and so it's such a lovely thing to knit with a yarn that you got from someone you follow, don't you think? And this is what I got. It's a Lang. My sock looks like this, and here what the label shows. Obviously, you know, I would need to put something in it, but it's so nice, so nice. And the contrast color yarn is, I think, Drops Fable. I have some leftovers, so I really need more of the solid colors, I think, for things like this, like toes and heels and so on and so on. Oh, that's that. Now what else I finished? I finished something, and I finished ages ago. I'm not sure, have I shown that? I'm not sure, have I shown it before? But here in this bag I have a hat that I was knitting during the Christmas, and then I was caught up knitting something and you basically stopped, and then I finished it. I think I showed it to you, I'm not sure, but I don't have a finished object video. And what I need over here, I need to put my tags, so you can see my tags over here. I need to put the tag, and will I block it? We shall see. But I also like the design, and I'm thinking to write a pattern for it. What I did over here, I got minis. I think I got 10-gram minis, and I was holding one mini double, so 2 strands, and I was knitting this out. I especially knitted this way because I wanted to see. Can you see what I did over here? So I was just playing with the folded brim, I was playing with the slip stitches, and you can see how it looks. So I was thinking to maybe knit another one because I got plenty. As you can see, I used only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I used 9 minis, so 9 is 90 grams, right? And I was using till I run out of it, basically. And yeah, I really like it. So I was thinking to mix them in a different order, or like you could see, we had a game with my friend that we were putting one day a light one and mini, and then the dark one. We packed them that way that you had a bunch of light, bunch of dark, and we were going dark, light, dark, light, dark, you know. So that's how it go. That was really fun. That was really fun. I really liked it. And maybe in this section, what's off my needles, I'll tell you a story. That's kind of things that go in my life sometimes. So basically, I'm going to Edinburgh to Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and I didn't get a ticket, so I'm going to stay in the queue, or stand in the queue, stay in line, whichever phrase you use. And it happened that some of the people that I know went to Edinburgh, and they were taking photos, and they're not knitters. They were showing me, for example, yarn shops. Have you been there? And I would like, no. I'm just like, how would you? how come it's just next to the castle, and so on and so on. And maybe I'm not the biggest fan of Harry Potter, but I definitely, once I read it, I really liked it, and you know, the movie's amazing. And they said that I could go to an elephant cafe, I think. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's a cafe that J.K. Rowling was writing her story. And when they said that, I wanted to look it up. And when I went on YouTube, hopefully you watched them there, I came across an Oprah's interview with J.K. Rowling in Scotland. So I'll put links down below if you want to watch it, check it out. I watched it on the... Oh, it's amazing. So anyway, I watched it, and there was a few things that kind of opened my mind. I didn't know I didn't know many things about the author per se, and that is just amazing story itself. I'm just hoping that one day she's going to write it down, her biography, but from perspective, like literally, everything, it's kind of in the books. So quickly just saying, the way I understood it, she was in her 20s when she started writing. She started it 6 months before her mum died. I think that's how I understood it. And it kind of now opens me mind that Harry, when he was missing his parents, it was kind of retrospect of her missing her mum. And yeah, and then you have that the mentors idea. Then when she had really tough times, when she had a clinical depression, the mentors were kind of explaining how they were sucking out those feelings and all that stuff from the people, and that way, you know, she tried to describe the way she felt inside the book. Oh my, I'm so blown away that I could literally reread the book and look from those elements. She says that she was, when she was, it's like a fairy tale. People would say it's a fairy tale, but it's really a tough time when you don't have funds for like bills and stuff like that, and you struggle to, you know, meet deadlines and regard payments and stuff like that. And she classified herself as the poorest person, but not calling herself homeless. Anyway, watch it and you will be amazed. And there was, in that interview, there was a small section that she gave a speech in 2008, and I googled, well, I YouTubed it. So googled it, YouTubed it, and I watched it, and I put a link down below with a big subtitle so you can literally hear it and read it at the same time. And she talks about two things of that. The first one was about a failure and how big part it kind of plays in our lives. And it's amazing the way she says it. It's like, I'm not even going to, you know, that's why I'm putting a link. I'm just mentioning it to you because it's so worth watching. And the second part is imagination. And obviously first thing that came up to my, you know, narrow-minded brain was about, you know, storytelling and stuff like that. But she also talks about inventions and imaginations from perspective of things that don't exist now, like, you know, who would have thought you're going to have something like a smartphone maybe 30 years ago, right? Someone did, and that's why we have it. And yeah, that we're kind of, humans are kind of a tricky species, that we can imagine something that doesn't exist. And also that we can also imagine, put ourselves into someone else's shoes if we want to. And that's kind of her topic in regards to that area about people having that privilege to ignore that, not to try it, to hide it, or not even go in that direction. It's just amazing. The speeches she's giving that speech during the Harvard situation, and she's talking about not only the privilege of them finishing, gaining and receiving education and being in the country they live, but what brings with that, what comes with that, is also responsibility. Not only do they have privilege, you have also responsibilities. And the way she words that stuff is amazing, because before Harry Potter and the books, she worked for African, and I forgot, an office that helps, I presume the way I understood it is for the political refugees, people who are coming into other countries to, maybe as a witnesses, to tell the story what's happened in other countries. And by doing so, they're putting themselves in danger because they could be prosecuted, they could be put on lists, and so on and so on. And if you, now I know that she done work like that, and she said that she met people, that she read letters and all those stuff that haunted her, and probably still, it's just amazing. And you could understand why Harry Potter's book go kind of darker, and basically that since the first book we start with not a fairy tale beginning, it starts with some crisis and a situation that, a difficult situation that someone has to deal with. And yeah, anyway, I'm just going to completely different things, but if you're interested, I would love to have a chat with you in regards to that. What do you think about that interview with Oprah, with that interview with Oprah and the speech? Write down that below. Yeah, I would even say pause now, go there and just come back. So good. Anyway, let's move on. The next video is Woolpedia. I got a box to open. It's not a subscription whatsoever, no. It was just a online shop that sent me some stuff to review and open it. So I had a blast doing that, but no worries, already kind of cast it on one thing. So I'm going to show you in the next section. So yeah, if you're interested in what I got, you can check it out. And I'm so eager. I haven't even checked still Ravelry's patterns, or what can be done with like 1000 meters. Yeah. Anyway, if you're interested, check it out. And the last but not least is a test knit that I eventually finished. I was able to show it to you, so you haven't had a chance to look up what that was. You can see it now. It's on the screen. It's, I think you call it Areca. I would say Arezza, but I think Areca. Pullover by Becky. And I started wearing it, but the yarn is so scratchy, and because it's a fitted sweater comparing to my key sweater that I knitted before, it's more fitted. Yeah, it's definitely more fitted, so it goes through my even layer. I'm not saying it's itchy, but it's kind of poking thing. I think more than I have. What's that tree with the needles? Exactly, this one. I hope you said it out loud. So yeah, I feel it like that. So at least I try to imagine that something's good is happening to my body, that the sensors are moving and it's all moving. There's no, you know, there are benefits for that type of garments, wearing them apparently too. My sister is saying that to me, so probably she Googled it somewhere. Anyway, and that's all you can see on my channel so far. Hopefully you can also see this hat, which is Strong Whiskey hat. I put a pom-pom because I have some leftovers, and I thought, you know what, why not? Especially a bit slouchy already, have that little thing going on over here. Ah, do you like pom-poms? Let me know. So what's on? What's going on? I know the main thing that kind of I'm so happy with, it's about shop. So I'm going to show you just quickly, but I'm going to mention more at the end. 3 new pouches. So I designed something, oh no, that's the same color. Something like this is Just Try and the birch tree. So these are designed more for my journals. On this channel you can also check the playlist and you can see journal. So something that I use, which actually I have it open and using right now. And this is the lovely pouch I'm having here. So this any notebook with elastic band. So yeah, so I designed it for this year and eventually it came and I'm also happy. The birch is on this, and then Just Try is on the 5-second journal. Anyway, more about it, shop section. Right. Which are more about motivation and stuff like that. I like listening to things like this, and Mel Robbins is quite interesting because, you know, you don't have to feel like it, you just do it, basically. Okay, and so what else is on my needles? Maybe let's start with this one. I haven't even started yet, but maybe because it's here in front of me, I have a swatch for you. Okay, I did this one. I haven't even measured it. I'm going to check the gauge, what kind of gauge I got, and I used 3.5 millimeters, which is what? 3 US size 3? 3.5? Size 3? I presume so, yeah. And I don't know what it is, but if my gauge is 24 stitches, I'm going to knit Ellie's pattern. This one, Isbra, I think that's how you say it. And I have a hose yarn, so this is the yarn I use, and I have a cone. I know with that cone what I'm going to do, I'm going to kick it so it'll be easier. I think I have over here 600 grams. Amazing. And if you're asking me how much did I pay for it, I think it was $20, but it was on the black sale, but the shipping was like 20 again. But I got some, and I got other colors, and I was thinking about this burgundy color to go with a pattern, or I have brown, or I have other colors, but we shall see how that goes. Pattern calls for just 50 grams, and knowing Ellie, probably she exaggerated it a bit. That's normally how what designers I tend to do, at least I try to do slightly more, because you never know. So I'm just hoping that I will be able to squeeze this, but the issue is I have only 50 grams of this color, so if I squeeze that, if I want squeeze through am I saying right? If I want squeeze everything from this, then I don't have anything else to squeeze from. So, well, we shall see. First thing, this. So it's kind of on, and it's a fingering. So I said it would be loads of knitting. The sweater is oversized one, but I like I said, even with this one, I like a little bit of room. I test knitted it for Becky, the other one, so I feel a little bit trapped, but that's my personal thingy, and probably because also about that yarn. Although, maybe not. Maybe I just like a little bit loose. I think I like a little bit loose, not boxy style, but you know, as I said to you, that I can grab my thumb's height under my thing, and you know I have space to breathe. Now the next thing, let's go with what's on my needles now. So I'm gonna go through the stuff that I have, although I have another box over here which the grey ones are, and there's a few stuff there too. If you're interested now what kind of whips I have, well, obviously I'm designing things here and there when kind of strikes me an idea. Not that I'm pressing or anything like that, but I really love test knits, like my test knits, you know, when we go to Instagram and we're showing things and I can kind of say hi to everyone, and oh, it's just amazing. But again, if you're looking for the whips I'm doing, I have them now on Ravelry. So when you go to my project page and you see tabs in regards like garments, head, neck, you could see also whips, so WIP, which means work in progress. So you could see what kind of is hanging there, and I'm not even touching it. So this one is not even there. I haven't marked it because I haven't worked on it for a while, and it's such, like, you just blame me, because the yarn is amazing. The yarn I got from Allison, and it's such a nice dyed together, like it just matches so well that I can do a color work, because literally this red is here, so it's not popping up. That's why you could see it. I try to do color work with it, and I'm just thinking what to do. I'm going to show you the blend because it's a butter. That's, again, it's just a butter. Russet, I think. Oh, well, there are two colors, but basically we have 80% Superwash Merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It's just so soft, so soft. And then when I'm knitting it, you see, I did this. Ooh, what a mess. Do you want to see my mess? So let's clean this up. So here it is. You could see I did a folded brim. It's going to be a hat. And I'm thinking of working just with one color. So I'm going to leave this one on the side. But first I have to... So the yarn I have, it's here. Alison's Barnes yarn. And here is the information. Now I have a feeling the yarn is so good I should not even touch it in the first place because I feel that I broke it. But this is so nice. I think the colors are amazing and somehow it's waiting for me. Oh, and the bag that you can see over here, I made it myself. Do you have projects like that? Something in this lovely bag I got from Podcaster. And we have over here socks. And you may notice I have a pile of the crank socks over here. And I got them a while ago, I think last year. And I was just hoarding them. And that's the thing with my, you know, just try to do things. My lovely pouch. There are a few words written on it, and sometimes it's just to look at it and just make me to do things. So I decided, no way. This yarn has to be knitted, has to be done, has to be loved. It's not about just hanging there. I got it from an amazing person and she definitely wants me to wear this, not just hoard it, hide it and whatever. So what I did, it was 72 stitches gauge. So, but even though it sounds amazing, 72, right? It's like, why are you doing this thing for a guy? When you probably know, or you don't know, that my stitch number is 56 stitches. So 56 stitches, 72. But the gauge is so tight, they're just so squeezed that they're my size. So what I had to do, I was kind of afraid. First, loads of knitting. Second, I had to get smaller needles. And I got needles from Vicky during the Christmas opening advent calendars things, if you watch my Vlogmas. And I have 2 millimeters, which is size 0. So that's my first time ever knitting socks from a crank tube. So this machine, you know, you swing and it moves. I'm knitting it on a US size 0, so 2 millimeters. But I managed. I have, ladies and gentlemen, finished toes. And you may ask me what this beautiful yarn is, huh? It's amazing. And that's the thing. When I was looking for minis, I did not really check the name of it. And probably I should go with a different color because the yarn is Lola Did It. That's another thing. I've never knitted with this yarn before. It's a plush sock. That's the kind of a blend name. Which will be, what's the blend? Oh, what's the blend? 75 Superwash Merino, 15 nylon, 10% tencel. Oh, I didn't even know that. What's tencel? I have never knitted with stuff like this. Hopefully you can see it. Check it out on the screen now. And then what do we have we have 70 stitches. It's written down over here. You could see. Do you? Yeah, lovely. And the color over here, Hippo for Independence. And now look at this yarn, isn't it? And I put a brownish because it kind of went more with those reddish colors. I should have gone for blue or something. I was thinking about blue, but I normally put blue everywhere. And this lovely bits I got from a friend. That's your leftovers. You need to tell me what it is. Beautiful ones, beautiful. I have a little bit more, and it's gives you nice tonal, so it's perfect for heels. And now, so I decided that I'm going to do heels first, so I can put my foot, and then I measured when I need to cut, you could see. So where my little finger in my foot starts, I just marked it. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to make the same thing. I'm literally doing the same thing. I'm just thinking now that I should be kind of playing the different shapes of the... a toe is great. I mean, a heel is okay, but for toes, sometimes look kind of pointy. I designed a pattern, very simple, very easy, and it's going to be test knitted now, and yeah, it's kind of pointy. At the moment I leave it, but you know, you can play to have it a little bit rounder. And so what I'm thinking, if I cut over here, I'll still have that much of leftovers, and I can make another pair. More shorties, I think, then. Although, as you could see, it's not crazy long, but I put it on so my ankle is here, and it's just above ankle, so I really love it. Thank you so much. So I'm mixing two friends together. Well, actually, America and then this Canadian friend. So I love it so much. And the most fun of it is that I'm using it. So I'm so happy. And as I said, this is Knit Pro needles. And it was a challenge. Not from perspective of, I mean, size, because the needle is thin and also the cable is thin. So I think the cable is as thin as the needle. So when I had stitches on the cable, I literally had to pull it through. It was just, especially when I was picking up stitches from the Lola Did It yarn. And so when I was knitting it, I was like, oh, I'll definitely go slightly bigger gauge because I don't feel, or I don't really want to feel that tension on the cable. So yeah, have you ever knitted US 0 2mm? Pause, let me know down below. But that was socks. And if you're interested what that is freckled onesie. Off you go on the screen, you can see it. So now, next stage, toes. And now we'll have socks. Let's grab number 2. So you haven't seen these bags for a while, and the reason behind it is because in both of them I have these shawls. And what do we have inside? Inside we have my new design, which I started last year before summer. Yep. But I decided I'm going to pull it out. I showed you a bit, I think, once or twice. But I decided I'm going to pull it out and show what kind of yarn I'm using, and I need to go back to it. So basically, this is a dragonfly, and this is dragonfly fibers, and it says is metamorphosis. So if you got this, you know, I'm knitting with it, and that was like ages ago, sorry, 2018. This is Pixie, and we have 100% superwash merino. It is singles, and that's all. That's all I can tell you about this yarn, and I'm holding it double. That's what I can tell you. So it's the wrong side, so I can show you. I have a bundle like this, and I think I didn't start on this yarn. That was my this is my second prototype. My pouch. I started with this one, and this one is, the yarn is beautiful. Check this out. I told you about knitting with a light yarn. It's literally quite similar to, it's just more bluish tunnels over here. This one is more white. I'm referring to my sweater. And this yarn is Uru yarn, so it's knit grade yarn. The color is Silence, and we have also 100% superwash merino, and it's also a single ply. And I'm also holding it double. Oh, I have markers over here. But in this bundle, a smaller bundle. And when I started knitting this bundle, I was doing a pattern, and I thought it is too busy, and I wanted to spread it out. So that's why I started this one. So when I spread it out, I just went, woo! Crazy. So I need to go back to it, and that's why I'm telling you. So Oh, I would love to show you and ask for your opinion about it, because I also love this one. But this one would be very big hassle in regards to marking things. You would need like loads of markers. Loads of markers. Or maybe not. I just wanted to show it to you that I have something, that it's out there and I'm thinking of it. And then by showing you, I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish this off. So I got an idea what I want over here, but then it's going from the top down. So we're going from the middle part to the edges. And then now in the edge, I have an idea, but I will need to do some kind of playing with the yarn here and there. Okay, I showed you. Hopefully it won't take long. I got this amazing bag from Terry. Terry lives where I live in the same town, and she makes amazing bags. So the way that so interesting about it is that when it's flat, looks like this, but look, must knit. What does it say to me? What does it say to me? Look, we do this, and now we can grab it. So stylish, so nice. So what do I have inside? I got an integrate yarn. It's probably, you hear a lot from me. And this is bulky. This is like proper bulky. And this is my second attempt. I already frogged once. I want to have cowl. Sorry, this is my pouch. So I'm knitting it on longer needles. Am I? Yeah, longer cable. So I was thinking, should I go with a short one? But because I'm kind of designing it, I'm not following a pattern. I just want to see how it goes and wants to put it on when I want to put it on. I figure out this is the proper length I want. And then I'm, oh, it's very kind of burgundy. Let's go back to the topic, right? That I want now to play more over here. So get it a little bit wider, I think. So we shall see how that goes. And the yarn I'm using, and actually I grabbed it because I was watching Landon, and he actually knitted a Just Knit hat with this yarn. So my design, free pattern and free tutorial step by step if you're interested. And I have a hat like that. Yeah, I do. I still do. And I was thinking it will match. I also have a nice hat with a bulky, which is grey, and kind of will go too, you know. So I knit that on, I see 9mm. I think 9mm. I was thinking to start on 7, but it's slightly bulkier than I thought it's bulky. It says Vidalana Heathered Chunky. It says Black Cherry, that's the colorway. 100% wool we have, ladies and gentlemen. And it is 55 meters, so it's 60 yards in 100 grams. So, come on, it's so beautiful. Lately, burgundy color. Now, if you're not a fan of a box and subscriptions and stuff like that, Knit Crate, they have on their website an online shop, so they sell these. The subscription is quite... Now, you don't know what you're getting. You may not know what kind of color you're getting, but you can have a sneak peek. And the second thing is that shipment is for free. But when you buy online from their shop, you pay for shipping. So just to warn you. And obviously because it's a subscription, they sell loads of boxes, they can lower the prices. And in the shop, if you buy it on its own, it has to have, you know, like price that you would have in any other shop. So that's the good things about subscription that I think of. So yes, I'm working on this. Oh, let's grab this one. So here we have socks, and this bag is Handmade Down Bags by Diane. I love this one. This is at the moment my favorite. You know, the butterfly one is pretty cool too, but why it's so cool? Because it works so well. Check this out. I just love sometimes when I have a bag that matches. Oh. Okay, once we had that moment, let's go. So you could see I have needles over here, I have socks over here. So basically what I have over here, my pouch, and you can find in my shop, link down below, and needles. Standard one, if you don't know, I knit on US size 1, 2.25 millimeters, 56 stitches for myself. And normally I don't check gauges or anything like that, I just go for it because I like fitted socks, so here and there it won't be a too big difference. So that's what I like to do. I remember when I started knitting socks, and I started with whatever everyone is knitting, 64, but you don't really check a gauge for socks and stuff. And then I found after 2 or 3 wearings that they kind of got baggy. No worries, if I knit socks, my family will take any knitting things. So yeah, so what I have over here, you can see quite a challenging colors for myself, don't you think? They're going to pop. So now the yarn is amazing. Now I'll have to kind of mix a storyline over here. So, you know, you want to hear more about yarn. So this beautiful green that I obviously love, quite similar to my pouch. It's from a local Irish dyer, and this is Green Elephant, and I promised myself to remember this, but I think it's Unstoppable mini set, I call it. Give me a second. I actually posted and Fiona replied under a thing, so I'll give you an answer. So now my channel, my lovely socks, and Unstoppable mini set. Thank you, Fiona. So yeah, so I still have some, and I love that color, so I try to kind of sneak bits. So after I was knitting toe-up socks, that's the way I like it. Now the song is coming into my head. But then I decided that, you know, I want to keep it for maybe an extra heel somewhere there. So instead of doing a ribbing, I decided to do ribbing with the yarn, the main color. I'm going to show you in a sec what it is. A bot finish with this green. And I thought I'm going to have fun with the bind off. I was a little bit afraid, you know, because it has to be stretchy, and luckily it is. But I'm mixing 2 techniques, you know. And now I need to learn names in regards, you know, what kind of techniques I actually use, because basically when you start knitting and you're playing with yarn, you just do things that, you know, someone definitely made up that before, and there's a word for it. It's just, I don't know. So I'm mixing 2. I know it's standard bind off with another one that I do, and it kind of pops that little things. I love it. So the next thing I need to do, I need to mark my heel. You could see that actually I have something marked with a progress keeper, like a safety pin looking thing, isn't it? Oh, with my logo. But I just marked it as the side of the sock, so I need to actually placement. I need to double check. But I think kind of looks okay. You know, if I had to guess, I'm quite close. So that'll be my next stage, and I will have lovely socks. So the main color. So the main color is, I've never knitted with it. And the thing is biscotti yarns. Oh, I'm so happy. Look at this. Biscotti yarns, and you have Ariel. If you don't know things about me, when I was a kid, I was a swimmer. When I was a teenager, I was a swimmer. And I represented the country and so on and so on. That's in the past. Although I have some videos actually. My dad was so cool. He hired a guy with a camera to record stuff. So I'm like literally, yeah, I should be a YouTuber there. You know, that times the only camera you could get, it's when you record it, you know, weddings and stuff. So here what we have 85% merino and 50% nylon, and the colors are Ariel. And because I was a swimmer, you know, I love this Disney movie. That was my thing when I was a kid. I just wanted to be her. Not with the troubles with the boys, but just to be in the water, be able to breathe. And the way water is presented in that thing, it's like, that was reality. I'm there. So yes, and the yarn in the cakes, because I still have some leftovers. So I'm thinking what to do. I haven't weighted yet, so I'm not sure will that be enough to kind of send to someone or add it to my hat. I'm going to show you in a sec. But this is so beautiful. And I got this little thing with a package. So let's move it. You probably don't see it, but you know, over there I have the space. And I have this little thing that I actually got. Oh, and I sewn this. So, and what we have over here, we have yarn that I caught from Knit Picks. Woo! So I have, what's color? This one is like just blue. I know there are colors over here, but I'm thinking of knitting a sweater. Now, so back to the story. I ordered those. Well, I wanted to order those, but when you go to the Knit Picks website, if you do not live in America, Canada, or UK, forget about it. You can't get it. And even you can't get the designs, even though it is a digital product that you can just send, right? So we know how I did go around that, right? If you don't know, I just check my, I think Mr. Meow sweater. Go to playlist garments and you see a big cat on the sweater. Check that video. So anyway, I asked again my friend to buy it for me. And I will, you know, send money through PayPal to return and pay for shipping. Because also with the sale on Knit Picks, it was that the shipping was for free. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But anyway, she said, you know what, if that's the case, I'll put some extras, you know, like my leftovers, because you like leftovers, because I love leftovers. Leftovers for me is like, you know, those crayons. That's how you call it, you know, the drawing, you know, different colors. It's just you can play with it, and exactly what I showed you over here is her leftovers. So I just need to stalk her Ravelry project page to see what did she actually knit with it, because that leftover was like 55 grams. That's a big leftover. So normally with the leftovers, so I'm thinking I'm going to knit like shorty socks. I just maybe have 2 or 3 pairs, and for summer that'd be perfect. And I wanted to do that, but I saw this color and it was just blowing my mind. And I thought, oh my god, I need to knit it. Oh, so that's my story. So you have seen my sweater quantity. I was thinking that there's 2 blues. Maybe I'll knit something for Sebastian, but you know, it took me a while to knit him to get that courage to knit him a hat. We shall see how it will go with the sweater, because I would want to knit something that he would actually wear. And at the moment I have loads of fun playing with knitting sweaters and figuring all the maths. And I told you I wish to design a sweater this year, and it's not that I have anything in mind, it's just wishful thinking, isn't it? Something like that. And the next then, so we have this beautiful Christmas. I'm knitting Christmas gifts and sacks. So what do I have over here? I told you about Woolpedia, right? I opened the box and I opened this yarn. Well, I pulled one of the yarns and this one was the one of them. And it's something new they have, although now they have it on Ravelry, I think, so you can check it out too, because I just, you know, add the project into my project page on Ravelry, so I try to have my whips out there too, although as you can see I kind of missed a few, so I want to be better in that. So yeah, here we have one cake, but 2 strands are coming out, and those 2 strands, as you can see that blue, and then we have red. They're dyed identically, so I'm getting identical socks. Look at this. Look how cute. No, can you see it? Because, give me a sec. Probably will have to take it off from the pouch. But, see this? Aww. They're so cute. I love them so much. And when I started it, you know, because I started to walk, I said, Seb, do you like this color? Because either I'll stop and I knit a pair for myself, or I continue increasing and there will be for you. I was like, yeah, for me. So yeah, that'll be for him for Christmas. Finger crossed, you know, I'm knitting male socks, let's call them that way, so bigger sizes. And at the end of the day, when December comes and hits me, I will say, we shall see, will he deserve such a beautiful color. be good. And anyway, you could see that I'm using my Christmas pouch. Well, this is not a Christmas pouch because I got Christmas pouches. And I know people were asking me, so yes, there are just 10 of them, I think now. So get them if you want them. And this one is the Under the Tree. I'm having fun, and this is no pattern whatsoever. If you're interested how I knit socks, maybe I put a link. You can definitely go to tutorials, how I do things, and you have a step-by-step, literally step-by-step, how I knit socks, so you could literally knit them for yourself. The only thing is the placement, the heel. What I like to do when I have a tube, I like to either put, if I have a foot, like it's for me, I put the foot into the tube, and then when you have your ankle, and now question which one, because if you look at them, they're kind of, you know, so I'm looking at the one that it's inside, not the outside one, inside, and I try to put down and mark that area in the sock, and then I know how to, you know, where to put it. But if I don't have, or someone doesn't want to put a tube, I basically just do the same thing, but like flat here. Done. Sorted. Let's go to this one. Again, a Christmas one up. And this one is a hat. And this one is my Full of Meanies hat. Oh, love it so much. And I'm including that one to a KAL, and it's not my KAL. It's Naughty Knitwits. So, 2019. Scrappy mini along, so check it out. And I'm putting my hat there, and I have a that much. So let's see. It's probably long enough to start decreasing. 24 5-gram minis, or any number. In regards to the minis, I'll try to put some photos on Instagram and, you know, inform you about what kind of yarn I'm using. This is random minis that I got from a friend during the Christmas, and I'm mixing with other yarns got from a friend. So it's a random things, and sometimes they put information what the yarn is, sometimes they don't. So I don't know. So the main thing in regards to a hat like this, when you wash it, be always careful and get those kind of color catchers. I think that's how you call it. If you have those, I don't. I probably need to get some, but I love it. So what do I do here? This is fingering weight yarn. I said 5 grams. If I run out of yarn, I'm just joining another ball and go from there. Now I started to wave in ends as I go. I watched a video how to do it and kind of like it. We should see how it goes, because it's just a straight line, so the yarn is moving. The way I normally wave in ends, I use tapestry needle and just following stitches. It's kind of more secure for me, so we shall see how it goes. I'm using 3mm and 3.5mm, so we're talking about US size 2.5 and 3, and that's all you can rock. And this beautiful bag, I bought it on Etsy. That's Handmade Bags by Diane, and I literally, when I saw it, I just love this fabric so much, and I love that it's such a thick handle, whatever you call it, and I love the size of it, and I knew I'm just going to love it so much. And I just imagine me sitting in the car and having this beautiful red, kind of tonal red bag. So nice. Love it so much. I know. And last thing, you probably know what that is. At this stage, it's not in the bag. It's in the box. The wooden thing. So here it is. It's my White Horse sweater. And I'm going to show you wrong side, because that's how you knit it. You knit the yoke on the right side and then you flip it to just do a stockinette stitch. But the right side will be the purl stitch on the other side. And the pattern calls for shorter sleeves, but I saw amazing project and I just thought that, oh my, it looks amazing on that lady. I want to look the same way. I didn't think too much, and basically what I did, I just measure how long I want to have it and then just divide it equally where I need to decrease it. So that's why you could see lots of dangling things, and those dangling things is just progress keepers. So that way when I was knitting a second one, I would know what exactly I'm doing. And I end up in the section that I think now I need to knit 3 inches and do some ribbing. I need to see, the ribbing over here is not so big, so I presume I'm going to just take the same kind of length, or literally read the pattern and what the pattern tells you in regards finishing a sleeve. We shall see how that goes, but I'm thinking of putting the 2 sleeves, you could see them, I have them over here, 2 sleeves on 1 needle, and basically work as you would work 2 at a time. So, because I don't want to count anymore, you know, that's why you have those markers, just to make sure that you have one sleeve exactly the same way as the other. But when you're knitting 2 things at the same time, you just literally knit 2 things at the same time. So if you do something wrong, you do them both. So that's that. So I'm hoping before the next episode, I will have a finished object video. And the interesting part is the blend of this yarn, because it's quite unusual. So this is a fingering weight yarn. I hold it double, and I use so far 1, 2, 5 skeins. So I hold 2 double, like, you know, for the body, and that second batch I used a bit for the arm, and you know, I have some little ends hanging. So that's why also I switched and I started doing another sleeve, but I didn't have a yarn for that, so I just use 1 skein and I just hold 2 ends together and I'm just knitting with it. So if I want to now knit 2 at a time, that's why I kind of put it on hold, because I would have to start another skein, and that's kind of the bummer. So probably I will continue that, because I still have that much. You can see it on my sweater now, and I can bet you I can probably finish that 1 sleeve and then use the same thing to finish another one. Just that. And I think that's all in regards what's on. Yeah, so move on quickly to KALs, so knit alongs or create along things. I have 2 KALs. One is knitted hat KAL, and it's going there. I think we're almost hitting 1,500 finished object videos. When you get there, I'll be drawing a winner. And then we have knitting, crocheting, make along. So anything you make in regards to yarn from perspective of knitting and crocheting, because you can do loads of more, you can felt yarn, you can use a loom and stuff. So yeah, true, just knitting and crocheting. You can enter there, and then once we hit certain number of finished objects, then I will draw a winner, and then I will prepare prizes. Definitely some yarns, so maybe my pouches, some tags, some tees, you know, a bits. So I hope you enjoy it. It kind of goes really well. I'm quite impressed, and I really like it. Also, what you can find in the Knitting I Love group on Ravelry, not only those 2, I put links down below, so just you don't have to look for it, just click the link, is Love Hate Licorice Swap. So basically 3 tees and 60-gram yarns from perspective of whatever weights minis. You can write down what you need, you know, for instance, you can say you need 6 by 10 grams minis, or you can say you need 12 by 5 gram minis, and you will have half of the minis to knit a hat. Ooh, I haven't thought that. I could do 2 swaps and I could have a full of minis hat. A good idea. Anyway, or you can go like 3 by 20, depends, you know, so whatever people have. But if you put your demands over there, maybe there is a person who can fulfill them, and then you can swap. Now I think I sent a swap with 3 by 20 grams DK. Yes, and then I have a thread over there which I called Knitting I Love Patterns Giveaway, and every month I draw a person who wins one of my patterns. I told you I design things, and I want to share with my joy of designing, and it makes me smile when someone knits my pattern. So the idea is that you put 1 pattern per 1 comment over there, the one that you really like, and like it says, I highlighted now that you could literally put more than just 1, but one pattern per one comment. That way. So yeah, what else? And then I did something unusual on Instagram, and it was kind of hidden, because if you have just started watching me, you probably don't know, but my YouTube channel was maybe not hacked, but someone was downloading my videos, and they created a similar they created a channel on YouTube, and they were basically uploading all my videos there. But under the video, they had information to donate money, and they were giving bank information, so on, so on. So I was kind of put off. It took a month and a half, I think, for YouTube to eventually delete the account. But you could imagine how amazing it was in 2018. And then when I was doing giveaways on Instagram, it's basically other accounts, most of them, like all of them, you know, those one who sells t-shirts, were taking my photos, and, you know, whatever I was reporting it from perspective, like it was something random, but it was a giveaway, people were misled, and I did not like that. So it was very hard for me to, and it's very hard now even, it kind of puts me off to organize giveaways. So I kind of keep it in Ravelry area now. Even you have noticed probably with the podcast that I'm not asking anymore to comment underneath from perspective of the giveaway. So yeah, so that's that. So what I did on Instagram, I posted on my stories that there is a giveaway going on under a certain photo that I have on my feed. So that way you would need to literally watch me. It wouldn't be just like a random person going on, oh, giveaway, take a photo and let's use it. You would have to kind of follow my account. So in that giveaway, I was giving 5 pattern. I was randomly picking up 5 winners, and whoever they tagged in that comment that was picked won a pattern too, and I drawn that and I sent. So that was really, really fun. So, you know, I do sometimes things like that. It's kind of random act of me probably being sad, and I, you know, if I can make myself happy, at least I can make someone else happy. That's basically how I roll. So yeah, I just did that, and I just figured it was kind of a good idea. So maybe I'll be doing that more often through the stories. So I would say that if you don't know what the stories are, they're the things that are in the circles. You can see people's faces, and normally if you go on someone's account and they have their profile photo in a circle, if that is highlighted, I think it was a red color, that means that something is going on over that. So if you click on it, you could see like a 15 seconds short video or even a photo. If you want to pause it because someone is just saying something and you want to read, you just press the finger and you hold that finger there so you could actually read what's going on. Just saying, because I did not know that when I started using Instagram, for instance. Just press it. But if you press closer to the edges, it kind of moves you from one story to another story. And if you kind of flip, then it will move you to a completely different person's story. If that makes sense. Okay, so that's what I want to say. I say congratulations to whoever got my patterns. It's a pleasure to send it to you and see that you're knitting with them. So do not afraid to use hashtag knittingilove. Show me what you're knitting. If you're knitting any of my patterns, you can use this hashtag too. Kind of one hashtag for everything. Although if you have a pattern, each pattern has its own hashtag. My new hat has a hashtag strong whiskey hat. Okay, I think that's all for today. I'll be talking about the shop next, my new pouches. So if you want to stay a little bit longer, just literally a minute or two, I'll not be taking your time, feel free to do so. And if you're not, I hope you enjoyed this one. See you next one. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see all the videos that I'm publishing over here, and I hope you're going to spend more time with me. So bye to you, and let's go to the shop. So what's new in the shop? The new things in the shop, I'm just basically do a shop when it's something new. Otherwise, all the links down below, and you can see that I'm using my stuff and I really like it. And most of the times when I design something, or I kind of come up with an idea, will be that I want to use this. I'm not really actually think about what would people want. So anyway, I told you about the 5-second journal, something that I got. I think it's $26 on Amazon. Although I think the person who wrote it had a month of videos on YouTube, and she was saying there is kind of a PDF that you can literally print out. But when I was calculating ink to my printer and this thing, I was like, let's get the proper thing. And I designed this.
Hello, Peter.
Hello. So as you can see, this is more kind of motivation or inspirational pouch. I call it Just Try. Yeah, it's my handwriting. As you can see, it's quite interesting looking over here. So this pouch can be for a guy too, I would say. And what I did also is that over here you can see it. I put my logo on the back, so just in case. And it's Just Try. So I love it so much. And so as you can see, it says just try and follow your heart. And then you have all the words that I find inspiring or motivate me to do things. So if you check it out, you can have a quite personal thing that it's for me. Oh, I love it so much. And I have it in 3 colors. So I have it in green, berry, and cafe chocolate. And the next thing what I wanted to do, because this 5-second thing is just, you know, if you don't feel it, doesn't matter. You have 5 seconds to move your bum and do it. Basically, that's how I interpret that. So, as you have noticed, and you probably know, I have a journal over here, and I like the one that has elastic band. I love that it's dotted. The way I kind of template my journal, you can check playlist journal, and you could see that I did that this year, so you can have a go and check it out. And this is different. This is more relax pouch. Although I called it a big birch, I call it a birch tree. There is a tree behind the house that we're renting, and it may not look this way, but it's a birch. And I just thought I want something that can bring me into a set of mind that I can relax. And this is what I was thinking of. And what they said, because I'm watching videos similar to Mel Robbins, and I was thinking that there are 2 things that actually, I think maybe Mela mentions that there's 2 things that can unwind your brain or make you relax. One of those is to have a bath. So if you have a bath and a water and you could, you know, relax for 15-20 minutes, it's very refreshing according to science. And the second thing is if you just go outside to nature and walk in the forest and stuff. So that's my forest. If I can't go to the forest, that's my forest. And I have these in 2 colors, berry and green. So I was thinking something for a girl and a guy, you know, but not pink, not blue. I love it. And this one has also the log on the back. And I have been asked many times that you really like the winter pouch. I should have it and show you, but I think I have just one left in the shop. So I don't have it. But anyways, but it looks like this. Or maybe I have my own one. I think I had one. Now I won't find it. But I did DPN. And I know that Lily from Nordic Stitches, she asked me for this. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So we have our standard DPN, but with this design called Winter. But I figure out, I'll take this opportunity and make the large one. Because ages ago, when I designed pouches, I follow still on Instagram Erica. I follow Erica. Her Instagram is Laura, I don't know how to spell it. Anyway, over here. And I remember I gifted her a pouch, this one, and she was just starting knitting socks. And she said that, oh, it was really nice, but she likes the long one. So I think she got a pouch. That was like literally maybe a year and a half ago. And she got a pouch from someone else. And I thought, you know what? Why not to make a few? So I just have a few of these. So they're perfect if you're like Erica, knitting socks on a longer needle. So these are 20 centimeters, so 8 inches. Normally we use smaller ones, 6 inches, I think. But that would be perfect also for hat decreases. So we shall see how it goes. At the moment, like I said, I have only these, and I have, I think, five of those. So we shall see. But they're bigger. Check the size. And I said, more Christmas pouch in the shop, because I know a few people were asking for it, and I know I run out of it last time, and it just takes a while to get these, and unfortunately that's how long it takes. But I hope you enjoy them. I hope you're enjoying using them. I'm going to put maybe also a link over here how I use my pouches at the end, so you will know an idea how to use them, and the hashtag down below, knittingilove_pouch, so you could see how to use the circle ones for like rounding. And you probably had the peek what I was doing with the longer cable. I just go around, but the way you go around kind of matters, so check the videos. And I also use it for hats, but I'm not putting it through material, I'm just pulling the cable and put the clip there through there. I think that's all. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, don't forget to use hashtag knittingilove. Show me what you're knitting. So now completely different angle and a completely different camera, because I don't have a space. So I hope you enjoyed this one. See you next one. Don't forget to use hashtag knittingilove. Show me what you're knitting. And like I said, I hope you don't forget to leave a comment down below. And yeah, I can show you a bit over here.